We've been talking about subtraction and how when you subtract two numbers, you're figuring out the difference between them. So when you're subtracting numbers like 7 minus 5, they're small numbers. You're able to count using objects. So for example, you would cross out 5 of those objects because you're taking 5 of them away, and you would find that the difference between those two numbers is 2. Then we started working with harder numbers. We had double-digit numbers, and we said that when we subtract double-digit numbers, we need to split them up into a ones column and a tens column. If you look at it like a traffic light, you subtract the red numbers first, and then you subtract the yellow numbers. But what if you were given the number 281 and you wanted to subtract 49? Now you have a third column in your subtraction problem. You would do the same thing. Separate them into columns. You have the ones column, the tens column, and this third column here is called the hundreds column. Next, what you would want to do is subtract 1 minus 9. Can you subtract 1 minus 9? You can, but you'll get a negative number, and we want to work with positive numbers. So you want to borrow from this tens column, and you change the 1 to an 11, and then you can subtract 11 minus 9. You know that fact. But since you borrowed from the tens column, you also have to change that 8. You must change it to a 7, and then you can subtract 7 minus 4. That's another simpler fact that you might know as you're subtracting these bigger numbers. Finally, you have to change the number in the hundreds column. You borrowed from the tens, and then you borrowed from the hundreds. So this 2 becomes a 1, and then you subtract 1 minus 0 to find your final answer.